Faye. Welcome back to Earth is Ghetto, where we don't rise above the nonsense, we report live from it. I'm your host, Love, your tour guide through this cosmic group project gone wrong. It's Thursday, October 23rd, and Earth is still doing Earth things. People arguing with Wi Fi routers, dating apps glitching like bad karma, and somehow everyone's main character now, but nobody's plot makes sense. Today, we're clowning. Not the cute circus kind. The kind where society takes itself way too seriously and we're just here in the back laughing with snacks. So clock in, hydrate, and let's talk about why the world keeps handing us sitcom material with no commercial breaks. Music dips. Because Earth might be ghetto, but it's hilarious if you tilt your head just right.
What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. I always think it's funny when she's like, music fades in, dip. I ain't doing none of that. Just read what I said and let it be. She makes her own jokes as it is, but yeah, I'm not that savvy yet where I want to put in some music inserts and all that. I've been improving, but I've been taking all her direction. Happy Thursday, y'all. I'm going to go to the grocery store today and figure out what I'm cooking this weekend. I have yet to figure it out. Trying to decide if I'm going to bake another cake. Right now, the jury's out. My son said something about a banana bread. I don't know. We'll see. My bananas aren't ripe enough for that. We'll just see. Have to be in the mood, and then I don't want to get out the mood, Other than that, y'all, I don't have too much going on. Rode my bike today. It was nice and windy outside, and the weather is perfect right now. So, enjoying that. And, yeah, that's it. Let's get into this news. 2 farm workers were honored Tuesday for rescuing 20 children from a burning school bus last month in California. This reminds me of that movie we watched on Apple. I think it was I can't even remember, something about a burning bus though, with Matthew McConaughey. Misty Copeland hangs up her pointe shoes on Wednesday, putting a final exclamation point on her trailblazing ballet career. The Vatican is expected to soon announce that it will return a few dozen artifacts to indigenous communities in Canada as part of its reckoning with the Catholic Church's troubled role in helping suppress indigenous culture in Americas. White House said they ain't letting Diddy out. They thanks a lot, TMZ. Now he's definitely not getting out. And then that Diddy said word on the street in the pen or wherever he's at, that somebody had a knife through his throat, but he barely escaped. They always have that. I remember R. Kelly swore he had somebody trying to take him out too. The U.S. military carried out another airstrike on an alleged drug cartel vessel on Tuesday night. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced new sanctions Wednesday against Russia's 2 biggest oil companies and blasting Moscow's refusal to end a senseless war. A person who has been arrested after driving his car into a security gate near the White House. I feel like somebody drives into the White House every year. 6 people were arrested after a crowd outside of a hotel housing migrants near Dublin threw bricks, bottles, and fireworks at officers and burned a police van. President Biden finished his radiation therapy and rang the bell, and somebody said he don't have regular clothes. He did put on a whole suit to come ring that bell. More than 60 people unalived after a multi-vehicle crash in Uganda. Russia overnight launched heavy air traffic on Ukraine, including striking Kyiv with drones and ballistic missiles that unalived 6 people. Donald Trump's new memo could let feds target activists as terrorists. A California dad has been charged with vehicular manslaughter 1 month after his 2-year-old son passed away in floodwaters. The 21-year-old driver of a big rig slammed full speed into several vehicles, unaliving 3 and injuring several others in California freeway. The driver has been arrested on suspicion of DUI, and for some reason his identity is not being released. Mosquitoes found in Iceland for the first time after record heat. This dude then cornrowed his beard. He must have been really bored. A group that includes NFL player Travis Kelce says it has accumulated one of the largest ownership stakes in Six Flags. More than 60 people. We talked about Uganda. I was thinking this is gonna be AI, but this is how big a freaking polar bear is. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Meg Thee Stallion's Lover Girl comes out tomorrow. Pic of Muhammad Ali's daughter and her son is going viral because of how much her son looks like his grandfather. He does. Montel Jordan announces on stage that he's battling prostate cancer again. Prayers up for Montel. And it really wasn't that much news today on that aspect. Government's been shut down now for 22 days. There's been like a smear campaign on LeBron this past week. And LeBron didn't even plan this week, but somebody is actively been, all I hear is LeBron did this, LeBron did that all week. 32-year-old Ohio man charged with unalivement after a 5-month-old baby passes away from blunt force injuries while in his care. Very sad. Stop leaving y'all kids with just anybody. Rapper Lil Yachty is considering a hair transplant because his beard ain't growing right. The EBT man is on the internet arguing with everybody. Him and Mario was going back and forth talking about having a sing-off, which is just funny. Kylie Jenner's dog passed away. Bishop Marvin Winans' congregation says that he absolutely did not rebuke her. She says she got in the wrong line, and she pretty much said, y'all can just shut up about Marvin, that she was cool with what he said. Janet is looking very good for her to be, I think she's 59 or 60, but Janet looked good, honey. She looks very good. Miguel released a new album. This non-for-profit director is accused of using over $11 million in government funds meant to feed hungry kids on a mansion and her man. No, you didn't do that. I know she didn't do that. Now Young Thug say he ain't giving the EBT man no money because he didn't know that him and Chris Brown was beefing. Trump then pretty much tore down the White House. I don't know why he don't tear the whole thing down and rebuild it at this point. Because I don't even know how is it's going to be like a new part and an old part. I know that building can't withstand all that. Like at this point, you know he wants to. You know he wants to just tear it down. Little Meech, the actor, says he saw his legal team to do a cease and desist on Selena Powell. He says she's ruining his reputation. Now this girl done slept with pretty much everybody in the industry. For whatever reason, he decided to sleep with her. But now she talking about it. He wants her to stop. But it's like, dude, you slept with her. Nicki Minaj deactivates her Instagram and leaves fans baffled. I think it's good she deactivated her Instagram. Prince Andrew was named on Epstein Island's orgy victims' memoir claims rich abusers never wore a condom. Trump fires back at ranchers who feel betrayed. Says, you're only winning because of me. He said, the cattle ranchers who I love don't understand that the only reason they're doing so well for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States, including a 50% tariff on Brazil. If it weren't for me, they would be doing just as they've done for the past 20 years. Terrible. It would be nice if they would understand that, but they also have to get their prices down because the consumer is a very big factor in my thinking also. In addition to everything else, tariffs on the other countries saved our cattle ranchers. Trump can do no wrong. I don't know why y'all don't understand that. Aldi's is going to have $40 Thanksgiving meals. You know, if you guys can donate to the homeless and everything, especially with this shutdown going on, this is the time to do it for real. And that is no joke. Alright, y'all, it's a slow news day, which I like. That means nothing too crazy is happening. So let's go ahead and get into my story times.
2, 3, 4. So we got a little gift just from us to you. Farrah, I hope you have a very happy birthday. It's your birthday, girl. I know you wanna ride out. Even if we only go to my house. Sit up easy as we sit up on my couch. It feels good, but I know you wanna cry out. You say you want passion, and I think you found it. Get ready for action. Don't be astounded. We're switching positions. You feel surrounded. Tell me where you want your gift, girl. Girl, you know I've been feeling. Wake up in the late night, dreaming about your loving. Girl, you know I don't need candles or cake, just need your body to shake. Ooh, birthday sex, it's the best day of the year, girl. Birthday sex, it feels like, let me hit that G-spot, girl. Birthday sex.
Oh my god, thank you guys.
Not they whisper happy birthday at the end. This would play on some cruise ships and in Glee. I mean, they did pretty well.
It's the guy that likes to be stepped on. He's getting up to this. This is really hot for him. Stop when I do that, don't do that. Turn him on. That's the guy.
I have no words.
Put a finger down if your best friend of 15 years turned out to be a pedophile, and now you have to raise her 2 kids. Okay, so story time. Hi, my name is Victoria. I have been friends with someone for 15 years, and in the end of June, I was made aware of a situation that was going on, end of June, beginning July, of a situation that was going on with my best friend and her 2 children, which are my godchildren. And I will not be saying their names because they're minors. The child affected the most is 10 years old, and the other one is 8. So I will not be saying names. I will be using their pronouns. So she, her for the 10-year-old and he, him for the 8-year-old. Or I will refer to them by their first initial, which is L for the little girl and R for the little boy. So I found out due to another person making me aware that my best friend of this long time, her baby daddy, her third baby daddy, because she's currently pregnant right now, had been abusing my goddaughter. And we weren't 100% sure, but at that point, DFACS got involved because the mother, she had gotten arrested for shoplifting, which I knew nothing about either. They also lived in Georgia. I don't live in Georgia. We are long distance friends. I probably should have said that. We're long distance. So I was not around. I hadn't seen them in person since 2022, just because life has been crazy for them and for me. So we hadn't had a chance to visit each other in some years. So, the little girl, L, made a report with another trusted adult. And when that happened, Jordan, the mother, Jordan, I'm not going to censor her name. It's public fucking record. And I'll post her mugshot. Jordan, the mother, she did not cooperate with police and bring Elle in to have her interviews. So the only thing they could do is to see if she had warrants, pretty much. And she had a warrant for shoplifting in another county in Georgia. So she was arrested for shoplifting. She dodged a felony charge because she was $13 away, but she spent 2 nights in jail. At that point, DFACS was involved, and I called the social worker myself and made myself involved in the situation because these are my godchildren, and I've been in their lives literally since they were conceived. So I made myself aware of the social worker and drove my happy butt down there from North Mississippi and stayed down there for several days to help get things in order. At that time, Jordan was advised to give me power of attorney of both children and to give me guardianship. This was during 4th of July weekend. She never did either of those things. Even though I kept pushing, like I kept saying, hey, we should go get these papers signed, we should go do this, we should go do this, just on the off chance anything might ever happen, and she wouldn't do it. So, fast forward, I have to go back. Like, I have to go back to North Mississippi. I have a job. I have a life. Like, I have 6 animals at home I have to take care of. So, I go back to North Mississippi. So, I'm resuming my life. I'm talking with the detectives. I'm talking with DFACS consistently. And then, July 25th, Jordan is arrested. At the time, Jordan was arrested on a misdemeanor of obstruction and child cruelty. She has had another indictment and was charged with 3 felonies of, how can I say this on TikTok? Child pornography that she created. So her charges were child pornography with intent to distribute. So she had those 3 charges, and now there's been another indictment that I'm not allowed to fully speak on yet because the plaintiffs have not been made fully aware of them, so I cannot go into details at this time on those charges. But what I can tell you is that they are large, multiple felonies. Both her and the guy are getting charged as co-defendants. So they both have charges together, and then they have charges separately. He got arrested on July 1st for child stuff. I don't know what TikTok will take away from me if I say it. So put 1 and 2 together, please, because I'm not trying to get banned. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to do right now. So basically, all of this to say that while mother was incarcerated for child pornography, all I could get, at that point, I didn't even know of those charges. I just knew child cruelty. She allowed the children to come with me. She wanted the children to come with me, and so did DFACS. DFACS wanted the children to be placed with me, and they fought really, really hard to get the kids placed with me, even though I'm out of state. So all I was able to get was power of attorney. I have to get guardianship. I have to get guardianship. And I spoke with one attorney maybe a week or so ago, and like I said, I work full time, and so I'm trying to get everything done all at once at one time, and it's really hard because I'm the only one that can really do it. So I spoke with one last week or so, and she said that the kids have to be residents of Mississippi for 6 months before I can apply for guardianship, which I think is BS. And I was told to get an attorney in Georgia. I don't have money for an attorney. I don't. I now have 2 kids that I have to raise. I'm not getting government assistance. I don't have food stamps. I'm working on getting them on Medicaid because I can't afford to pay for private insurance. Like, I work in a restaurant. Like, I don't have a bunch of money to do this. And so I'm working on getting them on Medicaid, but that's going to be more than likely the only government assistance I'm going to even qualify for. So all of the stuff, the clothes, the toys, the shoes, the groceries, all of it comes out of pocket. So I don't have money for an attorney. But the thing is that in 6 months, I get reevaluated by DFACS. And at any point in time, a judge can remove her custody and can say that she doesn't have custody of those kids anymore and remove her rights. And if they do that, then these kids will get picked up by CPS in Mississippi and get brought back to Georgia and get put in the foster care system. I can't let that happen. I can't. I love these kids more than I love anybody else on the face of this planet, including myself. I would die for these kids. And I have to fight for them in any way I possibly can. And I want them with me for the rest of forever, as long as I possibly can have them with me. So I need help. And I don't know what else to do. Everyone keeps telling me to post it on TikTok, and I feel kind of weird about posting it on here and saying, hey, my GoFundMe link is in my bio, but hey, my GoFundMe link is going to be in my bio because I need help. I can't do this by myself. I can't. I'm not going to make enough money to pay for an attorney in Georgia and an attorney in Mississippi to get guardianship. I mean, I'll do what I have to freaking do, but I don't know what more I can do. Like, I don't have things to sell. Like, I don't have anything of value other than my car, and I kind of need that, you know? So, my GoFundMe link is going to be in my bio. If you want to donate, please do. 2 kids' lives are pretty much at stake here. Not pretty much, they are. The quality of their lives are at stake. They have been through horrific trauma. They have been through horrific neglect. Like, asking me still, they've been with me for a month now, and when we eat lunch, R will ask me, are we having dinner tonight? Yeah, buddy, we're having dinner. This is just lunch. Or he'll say, oh, this was dinner. And I'm like, no, buddy, we're going to eat dinner tonight. Or Elle will overeat because she doesn't know when her next meal is going to be. They hadn't been bathed in a month by the time I was around them. And their cousin had gotten them for a few days. So if you could please donate, share, anything, even $1 helps.
I think that'd be so crazy how when you place a kid somewhere and they don't provide government assistance, but hopefully she got the help she needed. This video was like made back in September, so hopefully she got the help she needed.
2 months after me and Willie got engaged, I found a sex toy in his duffel bag. Willie got into a car accident a few years ago and he's paralyzed from the waist down, so we have to use toys in order to have sex. But this toy wasn't ever something he used on me. He told me that he was going to use it on somebody else. He said he didn't do it because he felt bad. I don't know if I could believe anything this man says. I don't know. In my heart, I think he did cheat on me. He tells everybody that I'm crazy and I'm tripping and all kinds of stuff, and I know I'm not. My gut feeling tells me. And it's never been wrong. I need Karamo to unlock his phone. I need answers today.
Willie out here just doing stuff, even in a wheelchair. Somebody said if you don't move into a second floor apartment immediately, Somebody said, honey, just walk away. Go get you the man standing. Go get you the standing man you deserve. Somebody's like, girl, you crying over a toy. I mean, it's the toy he never used. And maybe it was a very nice toy. She like, we never used that one on me. With all those speeds and moves.
One time I was getting ready to do tango with this white guy, and when I looked down at his Peter Jeter, it looked like a raw chicken leg, and I just couldn't focus after that. And he was like, baby, what's wrong? And I paused and I said, has anybody ever told you that your dingling looked like some raw meat? He looked at me, I looked at him, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and then I looked back down and it looked like a raw chicken nugget, and I said, you know what, I think it's best if I see myself out. And I never heard from him again. So Michael, if you're seeing this, what's up, baby?
Why is this the image?
Every day, I start to more and more understand why my grandma ain't fucked a man since '02. I understand now, sister. I understand.
For real. Grandma's was on to something.
I heard that they was looting stores because people not getting their food stamps next month. And I just want to say, if I am in line to pay for my groceries and people start looting, I'm going with them. Because one, this is a huge inconvenience for your customer. Number two, you worried about the wrong person. I heard that they was looting.
Getting a nigga talk about some, I'm just reciprocating the energy you giving. You giving out feminine energy, then? You reciprocating feminine energy? And that be the thing, like, don't do what I do. I am a girl. Why would you do what a girl is doing? I am a girl. You do you. You don't do me. Why is you trying to do me? Talking about I'm acting like you. Why is you acting like me? I'm the girl. Getting niggas talking about.
Make it make sense, cause we crazy. Don't do what we do. We're emotional, crazy people.
And why would I go to AA when I'm not an anonymous alcoholic? I'm known.
My coworker said he had something for me to eat. This is the micro fridge. This is the food. That's Staph aureus haemophilus. That's strep. And there's a crack in the lid. And you know what? Let's try it. Do not try this at home. Do not try this in your lab. This is hazing. I'm being hazed right now, but let's try it. He calls it silk pie. His name, Silk Pie. Okay. When you first, yeah, okay. You probably can't even hear me, but that's good. That's good. I mean, it's not like it was gonna taste gross because it was in that fridge. I just might get very sick.
Maddie is crazy. Maddie, you didn't even need that hand sanitizer. Everything with this video is wrong. The container, the crack, he already ate off of it. It's been mushed around. I can't. Somebody said y'all need to be audited. Food in the lab, food in micro fridge. Somebody said patient zero. Yeah, this is Maddie. This is an episode of 911 actually.
This is my nephew Jamie, and he's blind. I think we should win this grant because Jamie really needs help seeing. And with your help, we can help kids like Jamie see. I know he has glasses, but that's misleading because he really can't see. They're there for moral support. Yeah. Jamie? See, he don't even know where I'm coming from. Jamie, I'm right here. This way. Jamie, tell the people have something they want to say. Say something to help us win the money, Jamie. Oh. He's feeling really shy right now. Let me help him. See, we have to help him eat so that he can eat. But yeah, Jamie's well taken care of. The money will help us get him some glasses and a life-altering surgery.
Jamie just want to eat his pizza. He like, how long is this video? Somebody said, mind you, he could feel the pizza. The blindness took his speech and everything. Put him in for the next Ray Charles movie.
Damn. Baby, I was trying to feed you the chicken. We can still cook it. No, we can't. What the hell, man? I'm never cooking again. Look, don't cook, don't clean. Let me tell you, I still got a ring, okay? This is not. Oh my God.
Alright, hey y'all, is there anything else y'all need from?
Lord have mercy.
Do anybody know the day that we gonna start stealing the groceries and stealing the stuff out the stores? Cause I get paid next week, but I can wait until y'all start grabbing stuff, and then save the little bit of money that I got. But I need to know the exact day though, cause make sure I ain't gotta work and make sure I ain't got nothing going on. Probably need a ride cause I don't want to drive my car. But just whatever day that's gonna be, just say just the day we stealing the stuff is this. Just drop it down there low and let me know. I'll be right there.
Except put a Batman signal up.
My turn for the nightmare date night stories, and I win, just so you guys know. So it started with this guy we're gonna call Spencer. He was my high school crush. He didn't reach out to me until after high school. We never talked. We only seen each other in the hallways. But when he reached out to me after we both graduated, I was like, oh my God, you guys, Spencer just messaged me. And he was like, wow, you look so pretty now. Anyways, so I still was kind of like infatuated, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's meet up for a date. So long story short, he comes over for movies and snacks. And first red flag, he gets dropped off. He doesn't have a car, but he was like, oh no, I have a car. It's just being worked on, and whatever. So I was like, okay, what snacks do you have? And I'm like, well, I haven't got anything yet because I wasn't sure what I wanted. And but I kind of don't feel like leaving. And he said, well, I'll go get it for you if you tell me what you want. And I'm like, how? And he was like, I could just take your car. And I already know, I shouldn't have. But I really was like, oh my God, it's Spencer. And the store was across the street. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll tell you what I want. Nope, he's gone. He shuts his phone off. Hours have passed. And before anyone's like, well, why didn't you call the police? I lived somewhere where, like, you didn't want to call the police. You didn't want to be caught outside talking to cops. You didn't want to be labeled a snitch. So now I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. Because he came over at like 1 p.m. and it is now like 9 p.m. And I'm like, fuck. Shoot. So he banged on the door. He starts banging on the door. I open it up. He's standing there, he's covered in blood, he's shaking, he's crying, and I'm like, oh my God. And he was like, let me in. And he like pushes past me, and he's like locking the doors, and he's looking out the blinds, and he's like, close everything, lock all the doors, close all the blinds. And I'm like, what's going on? And he said that when he went to the store, he seen someone that he owed money to, and that he beat him up and then made him drive everywhere, in my car also. Made him drive all over the place with him, and then they drove out to a trailer in the middle of nowhere. It was, when they got in, it was like a lab, if you will, and that there was a woman in there that this man, right in front of him, and it splattered all over him, and then he was like, if you don't get me my money, this is what will happen to you, and you have 2 days. And then he allowed him to leave, and he came back to my house. He's talking about, what should we do? We? What do you mean, I said, you need to leave. Ain't no we. I don't know. So, tell me why. I go out to my car and I'm looking around, make sure there were none in it that wasn't supposed to be in there. There was a for sale sign that he had put in my car, that he wrote his information on in my car's information, like he was going to sell my car to get money to give that man. I mean, I feel like I got y'all beat. I don't know.
Where's Spencer at right now? And number two, you was still eating them snacks. That's what got you in trouble. Somebody said you should have left Spencer in high school. A date is not coming to your house to buy him snacks. Yeah, honey. Spencer, I just want to know if he's still with us.
Okay, so Amazon gave us these little, supposed to be, it just says for the dogs. Like, it didn't really give a description. It said it was free. They'll ship to you if you want one. It's supposed to be something for the dogs. It's got like 3 little buttons on it. And like, it's got a charging port and all that other good stuff. I don't know what to do yet. So I really hope it don't hurt the dogs. Let's see what it does to the dogs. Let's see. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well. Okay, so.
I might need one of them when I'm on my little walk.
6 months ago today, my ex-husband decided that he wanted to leave me for one of our neighbors. He called me this morning, crying, asking if there was any way at all that I could take him back. So before my husband decided to be a piece of shit fucking cheater, him and I were in love. We were married for 3 years. I personally thought everything was fine. He was very attentive, very loving, very caring. When I was sick, he was always taking time off of work to take care of me. So I didn't think there was fucking anything that was gonna go wrong in our fucking marriage. And then the single female decides to move in next door to us. She was dressed very provocative. Like, I'm not gonna lie, always a little crop top. Obviously, you could tell she had fake you know what. But hey, you know, good for you, girl. Like, if you want to show it off, go for it. But my husband was a nasty ass fucking you know what, because I would catch him just looking out the window staring at her whenever she was outside, or he would make an excuse like, oh, I need to go throw the trash. Oh, I left something in the car. Never true. I mean, our trash was barely full. Why the fuck do you have to go throw it away now? But I quickly caught on. I knew. I just wanted to give my husband the benefit of the doubt. Like, he's not gonna cheat on me. He wouldn't do that shit. Like, we have a child together. Why the fuck would he ruin that? Well, he did. He fell for it. They started fucking around behind my back, and that was that. I only found out that they were fucking around behind my back because it was just odd times of the day that my husband would leave the house. Like, he would work from home, and whenever I was napping, taking a shower or something, my husband was gone. So I went to go look for him. He was always outside chatting with her. You know, she was always like touching his arm, and all of a sudden I saw them hugging and then kissing. And it's just like they didn't give a fuck. They knew I was there. They could give 2 fucks. And so then eventually he came up to me and told me, look, obviously you caught us. You know that we've been fucking around, messing around. I didn't tell you anything. Like, I love you to death, but I have something for her now. And so I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to leave. Like, I'll still help you with our daughter, but I'm going to go with her. And I said, okay, go for it. Like, what do you want me to do? Sit here and cry? Like, no. Get all your shit. Get the fuck out. You're still paying for the rent. And so that's what he did. He moved out. I have not spoken to him like one word. He hasn't helped me with our daughter whatsoever. I had to financially basically take over. Now I have to work. And so it was a surprise to me that all of a sudden he calls me, he's crying, and said that she fucked around with his best friend behind his back. And so now he's wondering if I can help him, if he can come back and live with me. I told him to fuck right off. There was no way in hell that I was going to take him back after what he did to me. No, that's disgusting. I know my worth, my value, and I actually found someone else. Like, no, we're not dating. We're talking, and I'm head over heels because this man's actually very fucking respectful, and I'm hoping he doesn't end up like my piece of shit ex-husband.
Last laugh.
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November 1st isn't going to affect you because you don't receive food stamps, I want you to hear this. About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care. But hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these grocery stores. $9 billion. Every dollar spent in SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving that dollar, it's taking away that $1.50 to your local economy. But you don't receive SNAP benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't give a shit. But when all of those things happen, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of groceries. Grocery prices are already up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the average increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one though. So even if SNAP benefits only pause for 1 month, which by the way would be detrimental to all the people I mentioned before that you don't give a shit about, it will cost the economy roughly $13 to $14 billion in profit. And you can expect your grocery prices in just that 1 month to go up at least 1%. And states will stand to lose about $300 to $500 million in sales tax revenue. So even if you do not receive SNAP benefits, you never have, you never will, you do not want these to be paused on November 1st.
Facts.
And yes, I understand the concept of, eating right and going to the gym to get healthy, get into your body and lose weight. But let me ask y'all this. What do losing weight mean to a bitch that never lose? Bitch, I'm always up. Dead homies. And yes,
I ain't gonna lie, my baby. After your third abortion, you need to be put down too. On my homie, you need to get put down. I'm from the grave. After your third abortion, somebody need to put your ass down. I ain't gonna.
They running up the tab.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save 50.
Now, what was she doing?
My grandpa has been wild my whole life. When he was 75, he had a baby with my uncle's ex-girlfriend. Yeah, my uncle's ex-girlfriend. He told me he was so sure that baby wasn't his that he would have bet his last dollar that it was not his baby. They took his ass to court, and he came back. He was 99.1% that baby's father. He said that the judge said that he probably set a record for the oldest person to have a baby in my hometown. And a couple other examples. He's posted naked women on his Facebook more than once. More than once. The first time, I get a text from my brother. He's like, did you see what Grandpa posted on Facebook? I'm like, no, what? He's like, go look. I try to go look. I can't find him anywhere. He's not popping up. I think that's a little strange, right? I get a Facebook message from my cousin sending me a screenshot of said post and being like, can you say something to him about this? I don't want to deal with him. It was a woman very obviously giving him a you-know-what. And I text him, I'm like, Grandpa, why would you post that online? And he said, his response was, pretty back and hair. Making it sound like he posted it on purpose, like it was some artistic photo. I'm like, alright. I call him the next day. I'm like, did you post that on purpose or on accident? He says, accident, of course. I'm like, well, why didn't you delete it? He was like, don't you think I tried? I couldn't figure out how to. He's like, so I started blocking people, which makes sense because I couldn't find him anywhere. I'm like, how did you figure out how to block people, but you couldn't figure out how to delete the picture? I don't think he had a response for that, but fast forward like a year later, he posts another naked lady in his house, in his shower. She's like holding the shower head over herself. The water's just dripping all down. She's butt-ass naked. And the song over it was Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder. I think. I call him. I didn't even go to the text this time. I call his ass. I'm like, Grandpa, why'd you post that online? Tell me, post what? I'm like, you posted a naked ass lady in your shower with a Stevie Wonder song over it. And he talking about something. I did what? Like he didn't know that he did that. Yeah. He's been to prison a couple of times. Truly, the man has lived a life.
Grandpa was an old dirty bastard. Alright, y'all, that's the show. Friday's tomorrow. What a dream. I'll be back. Y'all, inspirations on the way. Stay so blessed.
That's not fair. So God, I've been seeking your face, praying every day about this position. I've been asking about this promotion. I've been asking for favor. And I also informed you, God, if you give me this position, I will use it for your glory. I will use it for the kingdom. And this new person is going to come to the office and they're going to get favor with the COO and the CEO, and they don't even know you, and they live ratchet, and they're not striving to give you glory and give you honor, and you're going to allow them to get it, God? That's not fair. That's not fair. This girl has been saved for 3 weeks. She's been saved for 3 weeks, and she got discovered by a godly man who loves you with all of his heart, who loves scripture, and here I am. She was on a stripper pole around Thanksgiving time. She's been saved 3 weeks. I've been celibate for 4 years. I'm serving in ministry. I'm praise dancing. I'm coming to discipleship development. I'm lifting my hands. Wherever there's a conference, I serve. Wherever there's a need, I give. I give my tithes. I give my time. And you're going to allow this person who just met you a few hours ago? Lord, just hear my heart. If I have to be another bridesmaid, somebody gonna catch these hands.
Kansas homeowners, listing your home on the market isn't the only way to sell your house.
Trying to be as real as I could be. But God, that's not fair. Or if I could just be transparent, let me just share with you how I sounded in my prayer closet in 2023. God, I've been praying about a building, asking for a building. I'm searching. I promise you, if you give us a larger facility, I will help facilitate your people to grow in knowledge and belief in you. But this brother opened his 3rd campus, and he don't even preach scripture. He doesn't even preach sound theology. He gives jokes and motivational speeches. They're not doing nothing for the city, and they opened up a 3rd campus, and I'm asking God, that's not fair. It's not fair. That's not fair. Lord, my father was faithful. He sought your face. He's been a pillar of the community for years, and you're going to let him die in a car accident at 54? But my uncle, he is still a dope boy at 67, still trying to be a trap star on the corner, still selling drugs. You're going to allow for him to live. But my father died at 54 years old. See, we don't even understand that God is so gracious and so merciful that he could allow him to live to be 67, to have more time to get right and repent and come to me, versus the person who's 54. If they die, they're going to be with me anyway. Because his ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. But right now, many of us, our posture has felt like, God, that's not fair. We've been out here since 9 a.m. working in the vineyard. The sun is shining, beaming on our head. These dudes got here at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. They weren't out in the heat of the day. They're not getting bit by mosquitoes. They don't have calluses on their hands because they've been working so hard. They don't have blisters on their feet because they've been working about your business. But you're going to give them the same thing that you... That's not fair. God, we've been asking for a child. We're godly. We're seeking your face. We're praying to you. And I'm asking as a dad, if you give us a child, I will raise them up in the ways of holiness and righteousness. But we've had 2 miscarriages. But then you got this 27-year-old dude who has paid for 2 abortions, who has 4 different children by 4 different women, and he don't even want his kids. But then I'm asking for one, and we can't have a child? God, that's not fair. And we have to talk about this, church family. I'm not afraid to touch on the topics that people may battle with internally, but it's not being preached from the pulpit. We have to talk about this because there are a lot of people who have walked away from God, who have departed from the faith because they feel as though God is not fair. Atheists and agnostics, because they feel as though God is not fair. I asked him to do something, he didn't do it. He's not fair. We have to talk about this, church family. We have to talk about this because many of us in our hearts, if we were to be honest, you don't have to raise your hand. If we were to be honest, in our hearts, we struggle with accepting when God allows things to happen. And see, it's all of this sand that's spewing from sermons behind podiums. If you weren't here last week, I talked about the parable of the rock and sand. And sand, that's the world's teachings, the world's methodologies. All this sand that we're consuming from sermons, all this sand that we're consuming from podcasts, it has cause for our faith to not be able to stand on a rock to such a degree where we don't know how to handle the no of God. See how quiet it's getting? We don't know how to handle when God says no. We don't know how to handle it when God allows somebody else to get blessed in front of our face and lets you watch it. We don't know how to handle when God says, this is not my will. We don't know how to handle when God allows storms and we prayed for him to stop it. I prayed against Beryl. We still got hit. Directly. We don't know how to handle when God allows storms to happen. And it's because, please hear me, when we do not have biblical literacy and we do not understand that God is just, it confuses us on how we process pain. And confusion does not come from the Lord. And unprocessed pain causes for our evolution to be stuck in transit. One more time, please hear me, one more time. When we do not have biblical literacy, meaning we don't know the word of God for ourselves, and we don't understand that God is just, when pain happens, the pain of feeling as though God is not being fair, when pain hits our heart, we don't know how to process it, and unprocessed pain keeps evolution, that's your growth, stuck in transit. And oh, how the devil loves when the people begin to think that God is not fair. He will begin to work on your mind and your thought process when you believe God is not being fair. Hell loves when we begin to mismanage pain, because mismanaged pain gives birth to mismanaged time. Gosh, I hope y'all try. Mismanaged pain leads to mismanaged time because you end up taking false remedies. This is why swift repentance is so needed. Because if you get on the wrong train, the longer you stay on that wrong train, the more expensive it's going to be when you get off to come back. Now you got to pay with your mind. Now you got to pay with your memories. You messed with that dude for 16 years. Now you got to pay with your imaginations. But the day you hear his voice, if you harden not your heart, the longer you stay on the wrong train. Why do you think scripture tells us, train up a child in the way that they should go, so when they're old, they will not depart from it?
Experience internet like never before. Google Fiber is now expanding in your area. Our fiber...
The enemy loves when we don't know how to process the pain, the feeling of God not being fair. Because the enemy will send you people, but God will send people to assist you in healing. But if you're still in love with what was, if you're still in love with what was, you'll push away what is because they're not who you wanted to help heal you. Talk, Holy Spirit. Can I give us a shocking illumination? The person that hurt you is not going to come back to heal you. You have to be able, please hear me, you have to be able to forgive people who aren't even sorry. Let's get golf claps in here. I told you it's going to be hot. I'm sweating for you. It's going to be hot. So if we don't understand the enemy sends people, then God sends people to assist in your healing. We'll push away the people that God is trying to send to help us because we're still in love with what was, because your heart is still screaming, I didn't want for this to be a lesson. I wanted for this to be love. And I know it's hard many times to let go of things that you know you need to let go of to give God glory. And I wish more pastors would tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this 10 toes down. Sometimes the aftermath of obedience is painful. Why are we telling people that? The aftermath of obedience can be painful. Trusting God when you don't have a clue what he's doing, that can be painful at times. Crucifying your flesh, like Galatians chapter 5 verse 24 says, crucifying your flesh along with its passions and desires can be painful. And I know you've heard sermons about it'll be worth it and it's so much better, and that's true. But I want to speak to people who haven't transitioned over to the part where it's worth it yet, and you're still at the part where it feels unfair. I want to talk to you, because everybody says it'll be better on the other side when it stops raining. But what about when it is raining? Everybody says after this. What about when I'm in this? Can I get us all to just say this confession? I just feel it in my heart. As loud as you can, and everybody watching online, if you could put this in the room in all caps. If you could put the confession up, I want us to all say this as loud as you can. From your heart, I want us to mean this. Can I get us to say, Father, help me to have a posture of gratitude, and forgive me for having a heart of entitlement. You're a just God. One more time. Father, help me to have a posture of gratitude, and forgive me for having a heart of entitlement. You're a just God. You're a just God. Been out here all day, and you're going to give me a denarius. Not a few, but a denarius. And then you're going to give them the same thing? Why are they so upset about this? It's this trap that I was speaking about in the beginning of this sermon. The trap of entitlement. I don't think I've heard many sermons. So we preach about sin, we preach about lust, we preach about not getting high, we preach about hookah, we preach about strip clubs, we preach about adultery. What about the sin of entitlement? How many sermons you heard on that one though? Verse 11 of our foundational text. When they received it, they began to grumble, murmur. This feeling of God not being fair started to rise up in their heart. When they received it, they began to grumble against the landowner, not having biblical literacy and not understanding that God is just, not fair in the way that we describe it, will always cause for us to grumble against the Lord. I just messed somebody's theology all the way up. Hold on, wait a second, Pastor. Run that back. God is just, not fair. The way that we describe it, you lost me there. Break that down. I got you, bro. I got you, sis. Let's break it down. Fair primarily means even, while just primarily means right. Okay? So I'm gonna give you two examples of this. As a father, to treat my children right, I have to deal with each and every one of them differently, because they're all at different seasons and different levels of understanding. Okay? So me trying to discipline my son Josiah, who is 1, the same way I discipline his brother who is 8, that's bad parenting. Watch this. My fatherhood would be in question. I'm trying. My fatherhood would be in question if I'm expecting Josiah, who is 1, to carry out the same thing I told his sister, who is 10, to do. Josiah, go upstairs, get all your dirty diapers. You made them.
Have you heard about Poppin Windows? This company is looking for homeowners to trial these brand new, super easy to install.
You made them. I didn't make them. Get all your dirty diapers, bring them downstairs to me so I could take all your boo-boo diapers to the street. Go get all of them. He would possibly fall and kill himself. Listen, if he tried to do what I told him to do because he doesn't understand, he's not strong enough, but it'll be fair. This is so good, y'all. It will be fair because I told Melody to do it. What about Josiah, who is 1? Give you more examples. So when I was in high school, senior year, I have a lot of high school stories. We were not supposed to leave Westfield High School for lunch. Okay? I'm a senior. My friend got a new car. He said, man, let's go to Sonic and let's go get some lunch. I'm like, bro, you know we can't do that. He said, man, come on, man. Let's go. So I went with him. We get back to school. B lunch is still going on. Nobody gonna know. An officer's right there. I think his name was like Officer Nelson or something. He's right there and we shook. I'm like, y'all ever got caught red-handed? Y'all haven't, y'all smooth. But we were like a red-handed. It's like, oh, man. He's like, what y'all boys doing? He's like, I'm so sorry. I just want to show my car. We're going to go right back. He said, y'all get in here. So we go in there like, whoo, that was close. 2 weeks later, it's like, hey, man, you know Sonic got nerds in their slushies now, right? Y'all know nothing about that? 90s babies. It's like, they got nerds in their slushies now. Let's go pull up. And if the Texans win, we get it free too. Let's go pull up. Let's pull up. I said, man, last time, he said, bro, let's just go real quick. It's our senior year. Turn it up. YOLO. It's our senior year. So we go, and I guess Officer Nelson must have heard us or something, because we pulled back up. I don't know why my whole life I always got caught. We pulled back up, and he right there. Now, we're not as nervous as we were the first time. There you go. We weren't as nervous. We started to think Officer Nelson was cool. He's like, what y'all doing? He said, all right, last time, man, I just wanted to go get this slushy with nerds. And we start kind of walking in. We're not going to do it no more. We just wanted to get the slushy last time. You know. Go inside. A few weeks of graduation. It's like, bro, we about to graduate. Let's go get Sonic one more time. Why y'all acting like y'all never did stuff for y'all teenagers? I feel so judged. Y'all come up here and tell y'all story. We about to graduate. So, you know, when I was about to graduate, I was like, man, anything goes. We can do whatever. So we go, we pull up. Now he's not out there, so I think we good. We coming over the hill. Westfield had this little hill. We come over this hill right by the door. Like, there's Officer Nelson. And so my friend, he's like, hey, you ain't gonna have to deal with us no more. We graduate in a few weeks. You ain't gonna have to deal with us anymore. And Officer Nelson starts writing a ticket, right? And he's like, hold on, wait, whoa, hold on, you doing 90 and 30, hold on, wait. You give me a ticket? So I told you. He said, oh, come on, Officer Nelson, come on. You're not being fair. He said, oh, you weren't fair. 1, 2, 3, here you go. 1, 2, 3, here you go, because you knew. 1, 2, 3, here you go, because you went every single time, and you were the quietest. You go, here, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Fair would have been giving us all 3 tickets. So good. Fair was giving us all 3 tickets. Fair is all of us being eternally separated from a holy and a righteous God. Fair is all of us experiencing hell and death, because the wages of sin leads to death, and the penalty of sin is death. That's fair. Do you really want God to give you what's fairly yours? But since he's a just God, he can't sweep it under the curtain. Somebody has to pay. Because the penalty of sin is death. I tried with the blood of bulls. I've tried with the blood of goats. I tried with the blood of lambs. But Jesus says, okay, since you are a just God and somebody has to pay, I'll pay for it. See, it probably hit you personally. I'll pay for it because somebody has to pay. Now watch this. Since Jesus died on the cross and through his death, burial, and resurrection, he now makes sure that God is just. All of us who believe in him are justified. This is so good. We're justified. What does that mean, Pastor? That means through the blood, it's justified, never did it. It's justified, never went there. It's justified, never did that sin. It's justified, never turned up in 2020. It's just as if, I'm gonna keep going. Because just means right. For those of us who put our faith in Christ, we are now the righteousness of God.
If you've ever felt like money is harder than it should be, you're right, because the system wasn't built for us.
God. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 21. God made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. God is just interwoven all throughout the fabric of Scripture. We see this. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are justice. Isaiah 5:16. The Lord Almighty will be exalted by his justice. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. God is just. He will pay back trouble to those who trouble you. So here's a different praise. Can we give God praise that he's just? Just. Y'all don't get it. Because if he barely gave me what I deserve, I wouldn't be up here right now. You wouldn't be here right now. We would all be eternally damned. Let's thank God that he is a justful God. And through him we're justified by faith. I'm justified. If you don't understand it, think about every penalty that you should get because of all the sins that you committed. And God is saying, through Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection, it's just as if you never did it.